Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. JerichoGreen.net. Get there. $3.99 a month. Cheaper than a damn gallon of gas. And thank you to everyone who has signed up already. So, another dummy is in charge of stuff. I don't know how this keeps happening, but some of the dumbest people this country has ever seen are somehow in charge. Next up, Democrat from Ohio, member of the Congressional Black Caucus. How in the fuck is that? These people always talk about equality, but they don't traffic in equality because I don't see a Congressional White Caucus. So when I see that, then I'll take you seriously. But you can't yell, scream, cry, and beat your fist on the floor having a tantrum about equality, but you don't practice it. So she's another dumbass member of the dumbass Congressional Black Caucus who is, in a word, worthless. So she decided to get together with a bunch of other old-ass black golden girls. Man, you should see this shit. I'll put a link in the description box to this article. You can see her and like 2 or 3 other old-ass women getting arrested. I do not like the image of an old lady with handcuffs on. But these 3 dummies got arrested because of what? Why? Because they had to go out and march for their right to vote. Here's some irony. You ready, guys? Get ready. Here comes a spoon. Here's some irony for you. These fools are over there marching for their right to vote. But were you out there marching for people's right to vote when they voted your ass into office? So when you got voted in, voting rights were fine. Now it's a problem. Now you got to get out there and get cuffed with these other 2 old ass broads for voting rights. I thought you had those already. I thought you had voting rights. So that whole suffrage movement nonsense, that was for nothing. We'll throw that on the pile with the civil rights movement because those things were both for naught. So suffrage movement, civil rights, that was just a big ass waste of time. So I guess women can't vote, people of color. She did mention, disenfranchised, blah, 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 stupid liberal buzzword. So she's doing it because voting rights laws are racist and requiring people to have an ID to vote is racist. Never mind every other damn thing you need ID for, which is just about everything, but not for voting. That shit's racist. So she got arrested and she said, and see, this bothers me. Again, I speak for a living, so to speak, and I stumble over words. It's going to happen. When you talk a lot, you're not always going to nail them. But there's a difference between speaking over words and not saying something properly, if that makes sense. And when somebody is in charge, when they're an elected official and they're held to a higher standard, I'm going to go ahead and assume that they've had some higher education, right? So she kept saying thousands of people. It's thousands and thousands of people, not thousands of thousands. Shit like that just bothers me. And then she said, we are in a critical point. We are at a critical point. This woman's not even smart. And somehow she's a congresswoman. When again, voting rights and laws were okay when she was voted in, but now they're all messed up and she needs to go out and march for it and get arrested. What? And I said she's from Ohio. So her district is a 3rd district, and in that 3rd district is a town called Columbus. They got a pretty high crime rate in Columbus. Property damage, assaults. Assaults are up more than 200, almost 250 more assaults this year at this point than last year. You don't even want to go back to 2017. That's going to make you sad to see how high the crime has gone. Another spike in crime in another Democrat-run city that is not paying attention to its city. They don't care about it. These numbers don't mean shit to them. Assaults are up almost 250, and she's out there marching for her right to vote, getting arrested. Do you hear that? Colombians, people of Columbus, Ohio? Did you hear what I said? Crime is through the fucking roof, and she's out here worrying about some voting rights and getting arrested. You guys go ahead and enjoy that. Californians, what I want you to do is I want you to spread your feet shoulder width apart and prepare to get kicked in your nuts by your very own state once again. Now, we're already paying damn near $5 a gallon for gas. Roads look like shit. There's roads around here that if you gotta pee, don't drive on them. You're gonna have an accident. Schools, bottom of the list in performance. Illegals, overrunning this state. Sanctuary cities as far as the eye can see. Corruption, mishandling of funds. And despite all that, put your feet shoulder width apart. They're going to kick you in your nuts one more time. How? They are trying to pass legislation to have a mileage tax in California. Yes, exactly what you think it is. A tax on every mile that you drive. Now they're floating out 1.5 cents per mile. What's 1.5 cents, guys? That's a penny and a half. We don't even have a half a penny. What's a half a penny? That's nothing. 1.5 cents per mile. It's supposed to replace the fuel tax. Right now, we're sitting at almost 53 cents tax per gallon. So more than 50 cents of every gallon you pump into your vehicle goes to them for a tax. But apparently they say because people are driving more fuel efficient vehicles, that fuel tax isn't what it used to be. So it needs to be replaced. Not get rid of it altogether and let that money stay in our pocket. No, we need to replace it. So a state that is $3 trillion in the hole, you keep coming to me for money. You're like a crackhead. You keep coming to me for money. Stop. Take the money. Did you hear what I said? We're $3 trillion in the hole. So how much money is going through your hands every year? Take that and fix it. You need more? 5th largest economy in the world. The state of California is top 5 in the world as far as the size of economy. And you're hitting us up for more cash? A mileage tax? And if you don't live in California, if you don't live in a major city, you're driving. I drive 15 miles to work every morning. So 30 miles round trip every day to work. Now, if you're in the city, if you're in town, they got a bus and it goes to some rural towns too, but it's not like a subway. So you have to pay to drive to work, to and from work. What about vacation? I got to factor that into my vacation. You're going to tax me for having some leisure time? We're taxing every fucking turn. What if it's an emergency and I have to drive? You're going to tax me then too? Hell yeah, they're going to tax us to death. A mileage tax. We need a government overhaul. You fuckers can't do anything right. You can't handle the money you already have, and we're going to give you more? This doesn't make any sense. Now, they haven't passed the legislation yet. Right now, they're just talking about it. Right now, they're meeting about it. But that's how shit happens. First thing they're talking about it, next thing you know, California legislators have just passed. Wait, passed what? Wait a minute. This is the same state government who is talking about taxing your text messages and taxing water. What the fuck is going on here? Who put these junkies in charge? They've got to be a bunch of heroin addicts or crackheads running the California state government. Has to be. Because those are the only kind of people who can burn through that kind of money that fast. I bet there's somebody right now who's like, shit, Jericho, you should meet my wife. She can make a credit card smoke. But you know what I'm saying. These fuckers couldn't manage money to save their lives. And they want more. You're going to tax people for driving in a state where you pretty much have to drive. Where I live, this is a small town. So you want to go, the nearest big city is San Jose. That's 45 minutes away. You want to go to San Francisco? That's an hour and a half away. These are all without traffic times. 45 minutes, an hour and a half. That's a long drive. And you're already hitting us at the pump? You're going to hit us on the road too? Fuck you guys. How can we let this shit happen? September 14th, we have a chance to send a message to all of them by replacing Gavin Bang Your Wife Newsom. I'm not 100%, but I'm about 95% that I'm going to be voting for Larry Elder. If you don't know who that is, get your Google on. Get your DuckDuckGo on. Very smart man. Thinks just like all of us watching this video right here. He's exactly what we need. He's from California, so he has the benefit of seeing it die, of watching it fall from grace, from watching it change from what it once was, when it was the Golden State. Now, we're not even a precious metal. We're like the rusty ass hypodermic needle state. Man, let me get the hell up out of here and get into Acme coffee. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone. Link in the description box. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. And don't forget, JerichoGreen.net. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.